So I am Gabriel Fortune. I am a student of Nigerian University, Federal University of Technology, Owerri, currently my 400 level.
Hello and welcome to Obehi Podcast. I'm your host, Obehi A14, and I strongly believe that everyone has a story to share. Now let's get started with this episode.
But professionally, I am a content creator with 3 years experience in content creating, and it has been an awesome. I am goal driven, I am vision obsessed, I am vision driven, I am quality driven. Anything that stands out is who I am. I am exceptional. Yes, Fortune Gabriel is good, a jovial person. I am very social, more like an extrovert. Yes, that's like the general term to describe who I am. So I love networking, I love socializing, and that is the most reason I joined LinkedIn, because I wanted to associate myself, connect myself with like minds, and gain value from the association. So yes, that is like a summary of who I am. Okay, I am a Nigerian. Yes,
I love that part.
Yes, I am a Nigerian from Imo State. That is the eastern part of Nigeria. Yeah.
All right. I see you pay attention to that, and I'm really so much in love with the fact that we need to talk about our state, where we are coming from, not our. We call it our origin. So tell me, Fortune. So you were born in Imo State, right?
Oh no, I was born here in Lagos.
You were born in Lagos, only that you are from Imo State.
Exactly.
Have you been to Imo State? Tell me about, if you have been to Imo State, what do you remember of that beautiful state? I have a lot of friends that are coming from Imo State.
Wow. No, I don't actually have to remember, because that is where I school. I school in Imo State, Federal University of Technology, Owerri. Owerri is the capital of Imo State, so that is where I school. One good thing I remember about Imo State is their hospitality, in the sense that they have a lot of hotel buildings. That is their major investment, and that is the most outstanding thing that you would find in Imo State. The fact that they have a lot of hotel buildings, which is their basic or major investment. That is I don't really go out in Owerri, but the little I can say is that it is a state that I don't know how to put this, but we're still under development, we're still under construction. Yeah, that is what I can say about the state. Yeah.
All right, cool. Just like every other part of Nigeria, the country is not only Nigeria, the whole of Africa, we are still under development. So if somebody were to go into engineering in Africa, I don't see why such a person should ever lose job, because we have everything to build. So
exactly.
So
Yes.
so tell me about your adolescence. So you grew up in Lagos, not in Owerri, right?
No. I only came to Owerri because of schooling. Yes, I had to like insist on going to my state of origin to school. And this was because I wanted to learn my language. Being a child that grew up in Lagos, I did not know how to speak my language. I'm actually still learning how to speak the language, but I just had to go closer to my state so as to get familiarized with the whole culture and everything. So once in a while, I actually visit my village, which is not so far from my school. So yes, I get involved in a way. So you're talking about my adolescence. I grew up in Lagos. Yes, I grew up in Lagos. But I would not say I grew up in the ghetto part of Lagos, because I grew up in an area that is not so ghetto-ish, if you permit me to use the word, but it's
You are
just
free.
exactly. So it's Egbeda in Lagos. So I grew up there. I was born at Oshedi, and then we moved to Egbeda, and that is when my brain, the child, started developing for me to have experiences. Basically, we lived in Egbeda, and then we moved to another part of Lagos, which is Igondu. And then we moved to another part, which was Ikotu. So that is it.
Good. So a bit of Lagos. Of course, you grew up in Lagos, so you are the Lagos babe now.
Yes.
All right. So Growing up in Lagos, which is okay, this is the capital nerve of the country. This is where the money really is. Okay, the power is in Abuja, but the money is in Lagos. No,
True, yeah. Yeah.
is it correct?
Yeah, that's very right. 100% right.
Okay, so tell me, how does it feel to grow up in Lagos? Because Lagos is where everybody in Nigeria want to go. The Lagos, that is where the thing is. So how does it feel to grow up there?
Family background I come from, so I had movement restriction. But growing up and being independent, I can say that Lagos is a commercial city. It is a very good place to live in, aside the fact that its major problem is overpopulation, which causes traffic congestion and then human congestion and building congestions. All those things are like the major problems of Lagos. And like any other state, it also has, a lot of roads that needs construction. But aside that, Lagos is a commercial city. It's a place where anyone can go there and make it. And this is why you hear people saying, even in our movies, you hear them depicting, I am going to Lagos, like you're moving from grass to grace. Yeah, because it is a city where there are lots of opportunities for you. There are lots of businesses, opportunities. There are lots of people that will want to patronize you, so you don't have to like struggle to say, okay, my business will not move here. It's certainly going to move in Lagos. Anything can move in Lagos. And I also say something about Lagos. It is a place that is quite affordable, unlike a city as Abuja. There are quite affordable places in Lagos. There are quite a lot of places where middle class and even the low class people can actually manage to live in. Yes, everything is available. Everything is available in Lagos. That is it. That is one good advantage of staying in Lagos.
Now, you were born in Lagos, you grew up there, and like you said, Lagos is the commercial center of Nigeria. You have all the opportunity there, and now you are schooling in the eastern part of the country, in Owerri, where you have a lot of hotels there. All these things are beginning to even make sense together now. So I'm trying to see if there is anything of this, whether in Lagos or in Owerri, that actually prompt you to go into content creation. Can you tell me why you choose that as something that you want to dedicate your time doing?
Okay, I think the first thing that happened to me was it all happened in Owerri, where I school. I never thought I would go into content creation. In fact, I did not know what content creation was. I just happened to have good friends, that introduced me to it. And so the major reason why I decided to go into content creation was because I was opened and illuminated to see the power of content, to see that content is the brain behind everything you see out there, especially on the internet. So I wanted to be among those people that would put up valuable content that audience can be able to relate to it and even engage. So like I said, I did not know about content creation, but it all started in my university, which is 200 level. Yes, that should be 200 level. I had a friend that introduced me to an essay competition, and he was like, I know you can do it, just write. There are lots of prizes to be won. And I was just, motivated by the prizes that they had in mind. And I was like, okay, I could do this. And the first thing I wrote about was corruption. I really hope I had that article, but I do not have it anymore because I misplaced my phone and the documents in it. But I wrote about corruption, and writing about corruption, I could feel how my heart was into that content. I was seriously into it. My passion was into it. I wanted people to read it and see how I see things in the country. I wanted people to be illuminated. I wanted people to be enlightened. And so that spurred me into writing. I said to myself that if I could write things that people could get value from and actually still impact lives through it, then why not? So that is why I decided to go into content creation.
But what you are studying at the university, does it have to do with content creation? What exactly are you studying, if you were to say anything about that?
It doesn't relate to content creation. I am a science student, so I am studying industrial chemistry.
Industrial chemistry. But at the end of the day, it's all it can all be tied around. It depends on because it's storytelling. It depends on how you want to tell the story. Who knows? There are something as long as even from medicine to science to astronomy, everybody need content these days, no? So anyway, let pull in a little bit on that. So what kind of content do you create?
Okay, personally, I love to create relationship content. Yes, I love to create, will I call it political content? Content that speaks about politics and then the legalities of Nigeria. Yeah, like I said, my first article was on corruption. So I put so much passion into those two. But now, generally, I am a freelance content writer. So I write strictly based on what the clients want. So based on the topic, I have written articles on laws, on insurance, on investments, on sports, you name it. So that is based on what the clients want. But if you are asking me to come up with a content on my own, it's going to be a content that is centered on politics, on relationship. Yeah.
All right. Now, how do you embark on this content that you write? No, for the fact that you're writing content for businesses, in that okay, you write, somebody pays you. That is already an interesting thing. Of course, we're going to come to that later on, maybe. But I'm trying to understand how do you approach this content, this article that you write? Is it like somebody send you an article, then you just start writing? Do you tell me about the process?
All right. So once I am sent an article topic by my client, the first thing I try to do is to understand the topic being given. Because when I'm able to understand the topic, I can be able to know what direction to carry out my research. I cannot Any successful content writer cannot carry on content creating or writing without engaging in a very rigorous research. So the first thing I do is to research on that topic given, to find out ideas around it, to find out my audience pain point. What things do they want to find out about the topic? What do my target audience want to know? What relevant topics can I add into this as the headlines? So that's majorly how I approach an article that I'm being given. I start off first with researching about it. That is very important.
And how is content creation in Nigeria today? In terms of, is it something that is good for somebody to go into? I mean, are you able to make a living writing for people? Looking at, of course, I understand a lot of businesses in Nigeria are yet not online, no, despite the fact that that is what they should be doing. There are still a lot of businesses in Nigeria that are still hand on hand. Okay, I meet you, you talk to me, then we just exchange the thing instead of just setting up a website and begin to contact people. Of course, we're talking of data now, having email marketing. There are a lot of things that are involved in it.
Oh, well, that's a nice question there. Like I would say, the world is going digital. The world is the whole world is going digital. So there is advice that you take up digital skills. And content creation is like the basis of all digital skills you can think about. Talking about email marketing, like you said, there is content behind every email newsletter you see there. There is a content plan behind it. Talking about digital marketing, you build content for you to digitally market your goods to your buyer personas. So content creators still have, yes, it still have to be wiped away. Like I said earlier, everything on the internet is content. Everything on the internet is content. And when you think content, you're thinking content creators. You could be a content marketer. You could be a copywriter. You could be an affiliate. You're giving out content. So there is future for content creators, even despite the fact that there are still lots of businesses that have not gone digital. They're lost anyway, because when you go digital, you're reaching a broader audience, you're reaching a wider audience. So there's still a lot of opportunities for content writers or content creators to strive. I asked a question about making a living out of content creation. Now, how good you are depends on how much you are being recognized. So your efficiency is important. If you want to make a living out of content creating, then you cannot remain just at the ordinary level or at the basis. You have to advance in your knowledge. You people pay you for what you know. People pay you for what you know. So you learn before you earn. So your earning capacity is equal to your learning capacity. So you have to keep learning to brush up your skills, get advanced, know more things about content creating that people would want to, you know, actually meet you up for. So that is major thing you have to do. And then yes, you can make a living out of it. Currently, I have a writing firm and the writing community, and I am making a living out of content creating. So it is very possible for you to have a living out of it. And then you have to set your goal right. There are lots of content creators out there. There are lots of content writers out there. If we're going to count, there are more than 1,000. So you have to stand out. You have to have a goal in mind, have a vision. Do you want to just be like an ordinary content writer, or do you want to be a content writer that everybody is talking about? Your work is exceptional. Yes, so that is what makes you sell more, or makes you um attractive to your clients or prospective clients.
Yeah, that is true. Now, this upgrading. Now, you know that you want to do content. You want to become a content creator, but you are not yet an expert in it. Uh, how do you develop this your skill? How do you fine tune them so that you can become a great content creator? Not just content creator, but the one who can write an exceptional content. This way, yeah, your prospect can be out there looking for you to create content for them.
Okay, that is a very nice question. Yeah. So one major problems of content writers or creators out there is that when they are trying to apply for job, they see the work experience, the requirement for the work experience, and they are seeing about 3 years above or 5 years above. They just have like a year or 6 months experience, and they are like, discouraged. I would advise that for you to fine tune or sharpen your content creation skills, you join communities, engage, contribute effectively, and be very serious in your contribution to the communities. Share ideas, practice a lot on your own. Look at Go to the net, then take observations from people who do it better than you. Take note of how they do it, and then come up with your own strategy of doing it. And then one other thing that can help with your work experiences, I do tell people that you don't have to work with an organization before you have experiences. Volunteering acts are experiences. I have volunteered for lots of organizations, profit and non-profit, and as a content creator, not with the aim of getting paid, but with the aim of gaining that experience, so as to build my portfolio. So majorly people think about just getting paid for their services. You can render it freely. Yes, so you build your portfolio, and then you sharpen your knowledge about your field. And another thing is internships. Do not joke with internships. I will advise any content creator out there not to joke with internships. Yeah, they are like a very it's a big opportunity for you to practice what you know. So it's a training ground for you to implement as you learn. Internship is for you to implement as you learn. So your internship is also your work experience. So these things can help sharpen your content creation skills, as well as learning from others who are ahead of you.
Now, looking at more maybe your peers, those who are maybe studying along with you at the university, how many people can you pick on that are also interested in doing content creation, so that sometimes you can share idea together? Do you usually find along more people around you?
Oh yes, there are a lot of content creators out there. I meet them on LinkedIn. I meet them in school, in communities. Yeah, I'm associated to. So yes, there are lots of content creators out there. There are lots in my school. I have some of them as friends, and we share ideas together. We rub minds together, and like they say, iron sharpens iron. So that's what they are actually people interested in content creating.
Do you create only text-based content, or maybe you also create other content, like, I don't know, maybe like video or things like that? Share me with me about that.
All right, so I create majorly text-based content and also video-based content. So I said majorly because I do more of content writing, but I'm also a YouTuber. Like I said, I love talking about relationships. So I have a YouTube channel titled Mama's Vlog. That is the name of my YouTube channel. So that is a form of content. So I am also a video content creator and then a text content creator.
How do you blend? How do you blend both of them together? Is it? Tell me how maybe one is supporting the other, kind of a complementary, a complementary one to the other.
Okay. Yes, there is. The YouTube is something I am still trying to build up. So majorly it is complementing the text base, which is the written content. So yes, that is something I am still trying to give time or find time for. So yes, it is the YouTube certainly.
Say maybe for example, okay, you already said that the kind of content that you like to create is relationship oriented content. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Can you explain to me what is your what do you talk about the relationship? What are the things that interest you in that aspect?
So the major thing that spurred me into going into relationship is because of the breakout of divorce, the divorce rates increasing every day, and me happen I happen to come from a divorced family. So yes, so I know how bad it is for any child to grow up in that kind of state or situation. So I am so concerned or passionate about solving the problem from the root, about which I consider as relationship. So I think relationship is the foundation before marriage. Before you think about marrying somebody, you must have relationship with the person. So my aim or my goal and objective is to help people make it right. In as much as we all learn together, I am actually still learning, but I want to be able to contribute my own iota of knowledge to people out there that are so confused and ignorant of the things that they should do and not do or watch out for in a relationship. Yes.
All right. Now you are a live testimony of what you are talking about. That makes it even more authentic now, instead of just imagining or maybe you read about it. That is what you're saying. So maybe somebody were to ask you, what are the challenges of growing up in a divorced marriage or a broken marriage? I don't know if that is how you define it. What would you say? Say maybe somebody want to know what are the problem, the challenges.
Okay. There are lots of disadvantages. Of course, there are no advantages coming up from a divorced or broken family. So one of which is the lack of proper parental guidance. Because you might be faced with having just a parent to guide you, but the person is not doing so much as a good parent should, but you do not have an option B that could lead you properly. So having your both parents together to lead you hands, like to lead your two hands and walk you down the way of proper upbringing is very important. So you might not have proper upbringing. Then attention, yes, attention might be something else that might be a problem. Parental attention, parental guidance, just like I said. Then there might be, like I experienced, how would I call this? I do not know what to target, but um I was abstained or no prevented from seeing my mother. So that is like attention starvation. Do I call it? I don't know how to term this, but you might get, because it deals with your emotions. It deals with your emotions as a person. As a person, you might not know how to handle things as you should because you do not have the full support or the full impact of your parents in your life, except in cases where you still have communications with your both parents, even via phone and offline or online. But in my own case, I was not allowed to see my mom for like a couple of years, for like 10 years, 15, thereabouts. So it really messed with me emotionally. I was mostly emotionally traumatized, going to school and then you having your parents, parental guidance, and then the parents teachers forum, nobody's attending to you. Those kind of things can mess with you socially. So it could actually affect a child socially. You might not know how to socialize with other people. You might feel estranged or lonely. Yes. So I don't know, but there are lots of disadvantages it has out there. I cannot really pinpoint them, but maybe if I sit to really think about it, I would be able to say more about this.
Because this is your niche. I want to call it like that. No, this is the topic you want to talk about. I want to believe that you have researched it because you said before that when you create content, you research it
Yes.
so that you know exactly what you are creating and also what you are creative for. No, now what
Yeah.
do people that you are talking to tell you about their relationship? Maybe because you don't want them to feel what you are feeling, or to suffer what you have suffered as a child because as a result of the divorce in your family, no. So what do you hear them complain about that you are trying to help them overcome?
Okay. Okay. Marital abuse. Marital abuse is one of the most prominent reason why people get divorced in their marriages, because one partner is maltreating the other, is abusing the other physically, verbally, whatever way you can think of. So that is one thing that people come to me with. Not, I don't know. I am not focused on married people because I am not qualified enough to talk about marriage. I am not married. I am still very much single. So I talk mostly, I direct my talks mostly to youths, to watch out for these red flags that might harm them in their um future marriages. So yes, before you go into it, you have to like take a look before you leave. So you don't go into it and say they had I known and get divorced and all. So that is what I basically focus on, watching out for the red flags in relationship, how to handle insecurities in relationships, and then yes, how to watch out for marital abuse and the rest.
Well, that was a very important conversation. But anyway, I'm not going to drag it more than that because, like you said, you're still much young, no? So you are not yet experienced some of this complication in life, no? Because life is not just a straightforward experience, no? You are going to have to experiment it to see for yourself. And
Yeah.
like I always say to people, uh, there is no template in life. You are going to have to. Everyone need to find out for his or herself.
Ex-
Then, when you have done that, you can then talk about it. It's really by the way, it's a fun, it's an interesting thing to do, no? All right, now going back to content creation, maybe like video, maybe somebody might like to know what kind of tools out there can be useful for you to help you create good content. What would you say?
Video content or written content.
In this case, let's say video content, because you say you are the YouTubers in this sense, yes.
Yes. Okay. If you're seeking to create a video content that is going to be published on YouTube, you need tools like vidIQ. vidIQ is a keyword tool. It helps you with keywords that helps rank your videos and make them more visible to your audience. You need tools like X. No, it's not X Player. You need tools like what's InShot. Yes, InShot is another video editing tool where you can be able to cut and join your videos together and then create transitions for there to be flow of images. So yeah, InShot is another one. Um, there are a lot of others. YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio helps you to organize your YouTube the way you want it. It helps you out to your YouTube page, to your YouTube videos. It helps you optimize your YouTube channel. So are the three basic ones I use because I do not like to, use a lot of things that I am not so used to. So I stick with the ones. IQ is very important. It is very important. And then you have your app, which is still very, very. But aside the digital tools, you need also some appliances like a good sound, good earpiece, good speaker, microphone, mini microphone that you could pin or something. You need good lighting. Yes, you need a noise-free environment, and then you're good to go for YouTube.
All right. Now, both for YouTube and also for written content, let's talk a little bit about the SEO, search engine optimization. Which role does this play in your content? Because now somebody is contracting you to help him or her write a content, or even a business want you to write content for them, and they want it to be SEO rich. What would this mean, or how would you
So
approach something like this?
the role of SEO cannot be overemphasized. You cannot seem to publish any content on the web, on the internet, without considering SEO, without considering search engine optimization. So it helps you rank your content and makes it, like I said, makes it visible to your target audience. So and you cannot think about SEO, you cannot talk about SEO without mentioning the word, without mentioning keywords. So if I am given a job to write an SEO content on a topic, that is the keywords to input into this content. Google is able to detect what is called keyword packing, keyword stuffing. So when I'm Google searching, or when I'm making my research about keywords related to that field of what I'm writing, I'm also looking out for the synonyms of those keywords. All right. So when you're looking out for when you're trying to create a content online, you have to check out for your keywords. Now, aside keywords is a major thing that can help rank your article. But you need to consider all that online SEO. I call them online because they're the things you do online. Like you need to do it while your data is on. So it is important, which is headlines. Yes, the use of headlines for SEO is one very effective way of making your content rank. Nobody likes to go into or open a website and then open a blog and has that has a poor readability. So yes, headlines makes your content readable, and this is why they increase your rank, they increase SEO. So headlines, there are different kinds of headlines. Like the headline one is like the title kind of headline. Headline two is the subtitle. Headline three is the one that is under the subtitle and there. Headline four down to headline five. So headlines are important. And the use of transition words, yes. So transition words are words that helps you to like build the correlation of your sentences. So they help structure your sentences in a way that when your reader is reading through your article, through your content, they can be able to understand the correlation there. They can be able to understand the sequence, like it is syncing, there's not scattered information thereabout. So examples of transition words could be in other words, nevertheless, all those kind of words are very important when you're writing, so it improves SEO. Another major thing is the use of active voice. Yes, that is one thing that can reduce your SEO. So the use of active voice when the subject is the one performing the action. Yes. So passive voice is a no-no for blog optimization. You do not use passive voice when you are trying to relate to your audience. And there are other things that I could mention, but should I? Do I go on?
Yeah, yeah, please go on. Go ahead. Go ahead. We are here for you.
Okay, so when you're writing, also what you should consider is your sentence length. It's your sentence length. Just like I said, readability is one thing that's out for when you are trying to, rank your page. So you need to make your content readable. Nobody likes to go through a web page that has jam-packed content. There are no content breaks. There are no paragraphs. There are no short lengths, short sentence length. It confuses readers. So that is one thing that actually improves SEO. So on to the next question.
All right. Now, another thing that maybe somebody would like to understand, maybe another person that want to get into content writing or content creation might be, how do you make money from it? If somebody asks you a question like that, what would you say?
Okay, you could make money from it by being a freelance content writer. Being a writer that you're just you're not owned by a company. So you're able to write for as much people as you can, and it gives you more freedom. So yes, that is a way to monetize content creation when you can work for anyone, you get clients from anywhere, and you can deliver anytime. Another way is to which is like the part where your freelancing is taken from you. You get to submit your CV to companies who are out there looking for people to fit into the roles of content creation. So you could submit your CVs to them, and then write a very catchy cover letters for services. So that is one way. Another way is for you to build a writing firm, just like I am doing. So you could like build a writing firm and start out independent, and then offer your writing services to anyone that needs your services at any time, at any day. Yes, so that is it.
All right. Talking about starting a writing firm, tell me something about your own firm. How do you embark on it? How do you engage in businesses?
My firm is Incas Hub. This came up February, so it is still a startup. But how do I embark on it? Okay, so I basically provide services on different content types, copywriting, blog writing, web content writing, CV drafting, and then resume, cover letter drafting. So basically, what I do is I sell these services to people, and they contact me to help them come up with content based on whatever needs they have. So that is what I do, and then it's also a community um that that teaches people how to start this content writing journey, and then how to monetize it, and then it's like a mentorship training I give to people monthly, and then I also charge for that, so I get money from it as well.
That's interesting. Is it like the writing service? Is it like a kind of upward, or they contact you, or can you? I didn't get that part. Say somebody want to get some content for his or her business. They contact you, or they go to your service and they choose what they want. I don't know how. Tell me
Oh,
about the process of contacting and contracting.
okay, so it is not in any way like Upwork. It is not in any way like Writer's Gig or Fiverr. So this is like a personal contract where you email me, or you contact me if you need my services. So it is a personal, it's a personal relationship. I'm interacting directly with my customers. So it's not like an online platform where there are different buyers, and then you just pick the ones that can offer what you need. That is not it.
All right. Now we have got to that point. I want you to use this moment to advertise yourself and what you do and how people can reach you.
Okay, so Gabriel Fortune is an exceptional content writer with 3 years number of experiences. He has worked with lots of companies and organizations such as Kiru Energy Limited, Commonwealth Group, TechDex Community, to name but a few. He's currently the founder of Incas Hub and offers writing services on copywriting, blog writing, web content creation, um, cover letter writing, resume writing, whatever services that deals with content. So yes, I am a content creator by profession, and I really take delight in what I do. Exceptionalism is my watchword. I am value driven, I am quality obsessed, and I am goal driven. I'm a goal getter, and I love to execute excellence in all that I find myself doing. So if you need my services anytime, any day, please do well to contact.
That's beautiful. I love that. I feel like I want to keep that very close to
Okay.
me so I don't forget it. All right, now, Fortune, say maybe somebody want to get started in content creation. This person might be in Owerri like you, or somewhere in Lagos, or in some other parts of Africa. What kind of advice
Yeah.
would you give to this person so that he or she can start properly? I mean, in a way that the person can succeed in the business.
Okay. So the first thing I would advise that you do is ask questions. Ask questions. There's an adage that says, whoever asks questions do not miss road. And if I'm going to use vernacular here, so if you ask questions, you don't get to be misled, or you don't get to lose direction. So when you are starting up something that you are not so knowledgeable about, the first thing you should do is ask lots of questions from people who are experts in that field. Seek to know. You have to keep learning. You have to keep wanting to know. I would advise that you seek out for a mentor that could hold you hand to hand. And once again, like I said, I can help that would hold you by hand and then lead you into the content writing business. So you need this, and then you need to give it a go. So you need to get against your fears, and then just know that if there are people out there that are making it from this content writing and content creation, then you too can. There's a lot of space for everyone. So don't be dissuaded or discouraged by the fact that, okay, there are lots of content writers out there. Like I said, you are a content writer, but you can be an exceptional one at that. And people love value. People go for the best. So you can be the best at what you do and still get, and still get your audience and still get your clients and still make it in that field, in that space. So yes, that is one thing you should bear in mind. That content writing is something that can be done. And understand that content is king. So you cannot do away with content. You need content for everything. Understand the importance of what you're doing. So you know that its relevance is not going anywhere. Content is relevant and it's still going to be relevant in the future.
All right. Now, what would be your last statement here? It can be a message of a kind of an advice to them on how to start properly. You just go ahead and do it the way you prefer.
Okay, before I do that, let me give a little experience about how I started. Like I said, I knew nothing about content creation. I just wanted to, write essays for competitions and just try and win their prizes. And that is how gradually I began to go into content creation. And I would say, do not go into content creation if you do not have passion for it. Do not go into a skill generally when you do not have passion for it. Your passion has to be flared up, because it is this passion that spurs you to stay awake at midnight doing what you love, not just because you want to earn the money, but do it for the fact that you have passion for what you're doing. So if you're going into content creation, you need to have strong passion for creating content out there that are valuable. Underline the word valuable. So that is one thing you should have in mind. Do not go into content creation just for the fact that you can earn from it. Go for the fact that you can actually impact lives through what you write and put out there. So that is my last statement. So I will be saying this, that you can do it if you set your mind to do it. Yeah.
That's very lovely. That's very, very important. You can do it if you set your mind to do it. I like that. There is no limit. The sky is your limit. Thank you so much, Gabriel Fortune. It has been a pleasure on my part.
Thank you, Obehi. It was my pleasure to have you here and to have you with me here.
If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi Ewanfo. Thank you so much for listening, and talk to you in the next episode.